Today we're going to learn how you could use your basic multiplication facts to help you solve more complex multiplication number sentences, such as 30 times 60. If you think about 30 times 60 and take the zeros away, you are left with a basic fact of 3 times 6, which of course we all know is 18. If it was 30 times 6, that would be 6 groups of 30, which would be 180. However, it is 30 times 60. So, like before when we added 1 0 to make it 180, in this case, we have 2 zeros added to the basic fact. So we do the same thing on the other side of the equal sign, giving us an answer of 1,800. Now we all know that 3 times 9 obviously equals a product of 27. If we had 3 groups of 90 or 3 groups of 9 tens, clearly our answer would still start with 27, but instead of 27 ones, we're talking 27 tens or 270. If we were to expand it even more and say that we were going to multiply 3 times 900, well, we still have 3 times 9 equals 27. Our basic fact is still there. But because we have 2 zeros on the left side of the equation, we're going to need to have 2 zeros on the right side of the equation. Okay, so obviously 3 groups of 900, 900, 900, 900 would be 2,700. Another way of saying that is 2,700. And a third example is 40 times 400. First thing you want to do is identify your basic fact. Look at the digits that are not zeros. We have 4 times 4. And of course, 4 times 4 equals 16. But we're not done yet. Now that we've identified the 4 times 4 equals 16, look at the digits on the left side of the equation that are zeros. And we have 1, 2, 3. So when we write down our answer, our product on the other side of the equal sign, we also need to make sure that we have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So the product of 40 times 400 equals 16,000. Now let's go to our math journal. You will need something to write with. I'll use a marker, you use your pencil, as well as a highlighter for this activity. I want you to start by writing a basic fact. 3 times 7 equals 21. Now, we're going to rewrite that with 30 times 7 equals 21. And what you'll do is you'll take your highlighter and highlight any non-zero digits. And that will tell you what your basic fact is. And just like in our first example, that will give us 21. But it's not 3 times 7 equals 21. It's 3 tens times 7 equals 21, 21 tens. And we'll do that by bringing our 0 over. So as you could see, the only digit that we don't have highlighted on the left is this 1 0. And that 1 0 will come over into our product, giving 210 as our product. Now, if we increase this to 300 times 70 equals, it's going to work the same way. We're going to highlight any digit that is not a 0, and that will give us our basic fact. Again, still 3 times 7 equals 21. Now what we do is we count up the zeros on the left side of the equal sign. 1, 2, 3. And that's how many zeros we'll need in our answer. And of course they come after the 21. 1, 2, 3. And in this case we have 21,000. Now you try one on your own. Pause the video while you're working and unpause when you're ready. Okay, obviously 5 times 9 equals 45. And in all of these, I noticed the same basic fact. 5 times 9 equals 45. So I know that my other two products will start with a 45 as well, because we have that basic fact. In the second example, we have 5 tens times 9, which does not equal 45. It will equal 45 tens, which of course would be 450. Notice how I have 1 0 on the left and 1 0 on the right. We have that matching. In the last equation, we have 500 times 9. And in this case, that's going to be 4,500, which traditionally we say would be 4,500. And if you look in any of my digits that are not highlighted, we have 2, and they get carried over into the product. Don't forget your comma. Now let's try some problem solving. Suppose 3 people can sit at a table. How many people can sit at 2 tables? If you ever get stuck, you could try illustrating. So we have 3 people sitting at 1 table. So clearly 2 tables would each have 3 people sitting at them. And this would be 6 people. So we had 3 times 2 equals 6 people. If that's true, how many people can sit at 20 tables? So once again, we have our basic fact of 3 times 2, but this time we're looking at 20 tables instead of 2 tables. So like we did earlier, highlight any of your digits that are non-zero. That gives you your basic fact. And we know from the earlier example, 3 times 2, of course, is 6. But we're not talking about 3 groups of 2. We have 3 groups of 20. So that 0 gets brought over. And if we had 20 tables, each table with 3 people, that would be a total of 60 people being able to sit at the 20 tables. We could also tie this new skill in with an old skill that we've already learned. You already have learned that the associative property of multiplication is the grouping property, where we take 3 or more factors and we multiply them together, and we can group them in different ways, and our product will still be the same. So in my first example, we are going to be doing 2 times 3 times 4. I want you to copy that down. And then put your parentheses around the 2 and the 3. You remember that the parentheses will tell you to do that first. So the product of 2 and 3 is 6. And then we're left with 6 times 4, which of course equals 24. Now you could take that to the new level by going back and saying 20 times 3 times 4. So obviously this time 20 times 3 is 60, and 60 times 4 is not 24, but 240. Let's try another one. 3 times 5 times 4. We're going to put the parentheses around the 5 and the 4, signifying to do that first. 5 times 4, of course, is 20. And then 3 times 20, well, we could go to our highlighter, because we know the basic fact is 3 times 2 equals 6. But it's 3 times 20, or 3 groups of 20, which of course would be 60. Now if we went back in, we could start adding zeros. Let's suppose that we wanted this to be 50 times 4. Well, that would no longer be 20, but 200. And our answer, 3 times 200, can't be 60 anymore. Logically, it would be 600. Try this one on your own. Pause the video, work it out, unpause when you're ready. Okay, the parentheses say to do that first. The product of 3 and 3, of course, is 9. The 4 then gets multiplied by that product to give our final product. 4 times 9 equals 36. Okay. Now let's take it up a level. I'm going to be adding in some zeros. And now you find out what the new product is. Pause the video and unpause when you're ready. Now, if I need to, I could go back to the highlighter. 3 times 3 gives me my basic fact of 9. But I have 1 0 left in my factors, so I'm going to need to make sure that I put 1 0 in that product. This 4 is no longer a 4, it's 4 tens, so I need to make sure that I account for that. Now, my basic fact is still there. 4 times 9 equals 36. But I have 2 zeros that are to be accounted for, which means in my product, I will need 2 zeros as well. So my new product is 3,600, which is the product of 4 tens multiplied by 9 tens, giving me 33,600. Always circle your answer. For the game of right or wrong, it's very simple. I will write an equation. You decide if I am correct or if I am incorrect. You may pause the video if needed. This answer is wrong. If you look at the basic fact, 6 times 4 equals 24. On the left, I have 1, 2, 3 zeros, but on the right, I only have 2 zeros. The correct answer should be 24,000, where I have my 3 zeros. Next one. 50 times 200 equals 10,000. Pause the video while you work. Unpause when you're ready. Okay. This answer is correct. And it is correct because my basic fact, 5 times 2, does equal 10. And yes, that has a 0 in it already. But if I look at any of my digits that I did not highlight, I have 1, 2, 3, and I need to have the same in my product, 1, 2, 3. 10,000 is the correct answer. Next, 30 times 500 equals 15,000. Pause the video, work it out, unpause when you're ready. This is correct. Your basic fact is 3 times 5 equals 15. On the left, I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. On the right, I have the same number of zeros. 15,000 is the correct product. And our last example for right or wrong, 60 times 60 equals 36,000. Pause the video and unpause when you're ready. 36,000 is incorrect. It is incorrect because your basic fact is 6 times 6 equals 36. On the left, we have 1, 2 zeros. On the right, we have 1, 2, 3 zeros. We have 1 zero too many, adjusting our answer to 3,600.